touch. That's that king. I step up in the ring, wow with the raps. In fact, you can sing, but no matter how you flow, go for the throat. Spotlight hits, think you handle the glow. Who's just beginning? Who's already pro? Ain't just in it, I'm a star of the show. Show me what you got, I can spot some talent. You still got squash and you fought so valiant. If I come for some blood, gonna cop a gallon. I came from the mud, I just got some balance. Now, who's gonna bring it the most? And who's gonna coast? Who'll get bread and get toasted? Who's getting smoke like a note? And who's gonna ghost? Who'll try rigging the votes? Second Roman smoking, got the flow, can hold the notion. I don't pose or know the notion. I oppose you, rose and host. Should always posted with no focus. Go through motions and it's hopeless. If you boasting, then I'm roasting coast to coast. To people voting out for you. Y'all see steam when I step up from the booth. 6 feet deep, get my beats from a tomb. And a 6 clean sweep, not with squeegees or brooms. If your spit means beef, then I'm eating. I'll step up to the plate if you're ready to ball. A couple vets meet the greats, but so many will fall. When your reps on the line could be ending the call. No, y'all keep the rings, I want heads on my wall. There's plaques full of rappers and singers alike. This ain't about clout, it's what you bring to the mic. You can spit it, flow it, sing it, or just wing it and fight. Who is Disney put you singers on ice? Think you the what? Better swear up. Show those folks who oppose you the touch. That's that king. I step up in the ring. Wow with the raps. In fact, you can sing, but no matter how you flow, go for the throat. Spotlight hits, think you handle the glow. Who's just beginning? Who's already pro? Ain't just in it, I'm a star of the show. Star of the show. You're the true, the one. The poet whose soul can move the sun. Let's the weapon, no use for guns. Just throw it in the queue, you're done. Rated. Most want players get glazed, claim hatred. Folks be amazed, they ain't paid, it ain't made it. Stole the picture out the frame, copy paste, claim they painted. Who's the best in the basement? That's rated. No fame in the moat with these basement raps. Yet I still rock the boat like my wave was cracked. Go gloat, they go, only made a track. Most don't want the smoke, you'll get laid to ash. Dust them, cut from the percussion, lips split from the kick, face chopped like a mutton. Smoke crops in a buzzing. The truth is just ducking. This juices be bluffing out my way before it's something like it's nothing. White collar rhymer, every sesh profesh. X knows no less, best invest in checks. Fresh to death, yes, to the nines I'm dressed. Quick flip from the 6, never mind my stress. Shh, the show is starting. Sun's gone down and the ocean's parted. You want one round, then you hope departed. When they bump my sound, gonna go, you think you're the what? Better swear up. Show those folks who oppose you the touch. That's that king. Can't step up in the ring. Wow with the raps. In fact, you can sing, but no matter how you flow, go for the throat. Spotlight hits, think you handle the glow. Who's just beginning? Who's already pro? Ain't just in it, I'm a star of the show. You think you're the what? Better swear up. Show those folks who oppose you the touch. That's that king. I step up in the ring. Wow with the raps. In fact, you can sing, but no matter how you flow, go for the throat.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. I am Dice. I'm here with D-Bird himself. Welcome, D-Bird.
Welcome yourself, Mr. Paradise.
How's your Wednesday going?
Wednesday's going great, just played a little pew-pew, played a little Warzone.
A little pew-pew?
Pew-pew-pew!
Is that what they call Call of Duty these days?
That's how. That's my bird call to get all the degenerates degenerating. I just send a little text, say pew pew, and what's crazy about that is it actually sends lasers to your phone if you're an iPhone user. Which how can you not be? So now you know. Little life hack.
Most people in the world are not iPhone users.
That's fucking false.
That's not false. Android is the most popular operating system in the world.
For slumlords, maybe. For fucking, those who have a crack empire to run, they just go around grabbing burner phones. I've seen The Wire. But everyone else, normal citizens, iPhones.
Okay, I guess normal citizens in America. Gotcha.
Speaking of which, shout out to X-Raider. That is a hype intro. And it's so topical, has to do with the song lead.
You like that intro?
That's so fire. It's so good. Yeah.
Shout out to X-Raider. Kicked off I'm just going to go ahead and call it the preseason now, the round before this round, and just rename this one to round 1. Kicked off the preseason.
That. No. I won the last one. I'm losing this one. That one definitely counted. This one doesn't.
I still have the preseason tallies. Don't worry. It didn't go anywhere. It's just we had to, press the mechanical reset button.
Yeah, last week was the one that counted. This week obviously didn't. I didn't hear anyone say no take backsies, so I'm take backseeing
Look,
week.
I mean, I specifically did not set a lot of rules for those type of scenarios where if you're like, hey, this round doesn't count for me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get everybody else to agree with you.
I mean, aren't you the dictator? Aren't you the song dictator? That's like, as long as I can convince you, then you can reset my record.
I've said it before. I'm just the dungeon master. If you guys be like, yo, round 1 doesn't count, and everybody, like, you get more than half of the participants to agree, yeah, fuck round 1. Okay, all right, guys, fuck it.
No, it was a fair one, and there's still time to vote. Anything can happen.
Speaking of fair ones, we are here to give some fair reviews to some music from our subscribers. So
I'm gonna give fair number 2s.
Fair number 2s have, I don't think we've given have we given less than like a 4 or 5 on subscribers in a while?
We've been getting some good submissions.
Not tips, but I think subscribers have been pretty solid.
I don't think anyone that subscribes to us is like bad enough to get that. Like, yeah. So shout out subscribers.
Can we all agree to DQ Nick? Yeah, if you guys put up a poll and you get, what is it, 35 people, you get 17 votes. Nick, DQ.
Something tells me he'd be stoked. He'd be like, oh, so I get to just play fucking Call of Duty or Warzone? Oh, you're saying I could just play GTA and not have to make music? Cool.
Yeah, he called me. I was chatting with him at like 3 a.m. my time, or no, it was like later than that. It was like 4 a.m. my time, and he's in the fucking GTA casino gambling his virtual life away. And I'm like, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, if you guys really want to DQ Nick, we can DQ Nick. The power is in your world, and the world is in your hands. It's a new motto here at White Collar Rhymes. All right, what do we have tonight? Oh yeah, shout out to Casanova Westside. He had some hot shit on Sunday that you missed.
That I missed?
Yeah, because you weren't here because you were post-birthday celebrating.
Yeah, you mean dying, dead, liver exploded. Yes.
I mean, I was trying to clean it up because this is a family show, but yeah, you were basically dead.
Nah, this is not a family show.
But yeah, shout out Casanova.
Cunt balls.
Beep, beep, beep.
Shout out Casanova. Maybe I'll go back and listen to it. I don't know.
You should. There's 3 very interesting ones right here.
I feel like I
wait, you heard these.
Those. I saw those ones. Yeah.
Then there's a couple in the Sunday queue that you should listen to then.
What up, Moon Man?
How's the weather in Daytona, Florida? Is it hot yet? And by hot, do I mean it's over like 95? The queue. Oh wait, hold on. I need to update that shit. Queue is open.
Always open for a man of the moon.
Do you have any friends who are adamant that the moon landing didn't happen?
I don't, because I wouldn't be friends with someone who believes such things.
Okay.
And if you do believe this, just don't tell me, because I will fucking judge you. I will judge the shit out of you. Don't tell me.
Is that like a hard line in the sand for you? It's like
kinda
moon landing?
I mean, it's not like I'm very passionate about the moon landing, but I am very passionate about like
propaganda.
Believe expertise, believe smart people. You're not as fucking smart as you think. If you're so like arrogant that you're like, oh, I know better than all the people that research this shit, there's something fucking fundamentally wrong with you.
I love when people
fucking die.
I love when people are adamant about their theory and they're like, I'm not going to disclose my sources. It's up to you to do the research. And they're like,
do your own research.
Okay, daddy.
That's the worst, because it's like, oh, you mean just go find the one PDF from the Holocaust denier that's like a fucking racist white supremacist? Yeah, found it. Did my research.
Find that
Holocaust
one.
didn't happen then.
That 157-minute long YouTube video of some guy who's like living in the woods because he's banned from all public places, and he just films this content in his basement. Yeah, I know the video.
Yeah, look, I've never been to the moon, but we do have someone here that has, you know. So let us know, Moon Man.
Shout out,
Moon,
Moon.
real or cheese?
That was an interesting theory as a kid to try to digest. Like, is the moon really made of cheese? And then why would cheese be in outer space? Tom and Jerry taught me so much.
Yeah, me too. Also, like, taught me that like head injuries didn't matter at all. You know, you just bonk them on the head. They'll go to sleep for a little bit. They wake up. Oh, good as normal. I'm not a paraplegic waking up in a coma.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people need a little bit of assault and battery to understand to respect your boundaries. That's what Jerry taught me facing Tom, you know, try to kill him every day.
I feel like that's also one of the worst like movie tropes, because like there's only so many, you know, action movies that you like choke them out or you knock them out, and then like you have what 20 minutes to get out of the complex or whatever. It's like if you were like asleep for 20 minutes, you're brain dead, right? Like you're not coming back functional.
Oh, speaking of sleep for 20 minutes and brain dead, I saw somebody talking about like those cave explorers where they crawl into the little crevices just to see what the fuck is in them. You fuck with cave exploration?
Fuck no, I don't. I've seen The Descent. I know what happens there.
What kind of Caucasian are you? Come on, man. You're denying me all these activities.
I don't bungee jump. I don't jump out of airplanes, and I definitely don't try and get stuck down in some fucking cave where some like stalactite vampire would go fucking chew my neck. No thanks.
Yummy, yummy, yum.
Get a yummy, yummy, yum for Tom and Jerry. Shout out Tom and Jerry.
Yummy yum, chewing necks as well.
So Moon Man, I don't know when the last time you tuned in, but so we've since split into two different shows. We have free feedback Sundays in the feedback channel section, and then we have subscriber feedback Wednesdays. So we've started doing subscribers on Wednesdays. Unless you are not a subscriber and you really want us to play your song, then you can tip or gift a subscription. So that's where the queues are in this nice little area here, which happens to be conveniently located underneath the Square Up section. Shout out to everybody who's participating in the Square Up. If you missed our banter at the beginning, we're in round 2, which is renamed round 1. But got some interesting tracks from some folks, got some close matchups between a few, got some not so close-ups, got some no-shows, but still some good tracks. A lot of mixed bag of fun listening. So if you haven't voted or you haven't listened, go listen, go vote. People want some feedback. I think that's the main thing that I've heard from a lot of people is the feedback, especially for the newer artists, is helping them carve out their pathway in their musical journey. Or for people like D Bird, he just wants the glamour and the acclaim.
Pour it on me. And if for whatever reason you're dumb enough to think I lost, then just don't vote. Just fucking shut the fuck up. Keep it to yourself.
There's that too. But tonight we are going to listen to some subscribers, listen to their tracks, give it a rating 1 through 10, like we usually do. Tell you people what we think of it. Tell you we love it, we hate it. It made us puke a little bit in the back of our throats or gave us butterflies in our stomachs. However, that feeling comes out immediately, and keep it chugging along. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the leftover song that we had from a new subscriber last week by the name of Fingers. Had a pretty good first track. So let's listen to his other track. Start this one out. This is called Obsidian. Not spelled like obsidian, but obsidian with an X and a D.
0 to 10 spelling.
I give it a 5. I'm okay with it. Let's take a listen. Let's get show. That was Deluxe, aka Fingers, with Obsidian. How was that for a warm up for the night, Bird? You like that?
Oh, I'm warm, baby. I'm fucking warm. Let's go. Yeah, man, that was pretty fun. The structure confused me a little bit. Like, I don't really know what this is for. I don't remember the last track we played of his, so I basically just explode everything I say and every track we listen to. The second we cut off stream, I forget all about it. So, I don't really remember if he's like more of a soundtrack placings guy, if he's like, oh, I'm gonna try to do this for video. I don't know. For this, it was hard to imagine because of the structure, it being built for an artist to get on. I'll say that it took a really long time to get into the meat and taters. Like the percussion was just kind of boring in the background for the first, let's call it a minute and a half. And then you're like, oh shit, now the guitar's really going. And now there's like a boom, ba-doom clap. Like, okay, that part was sick. I loved it. And ultimately, like, the guitar part was probably the strongest piece of this, and the percussion the weakest. So overall, I liked it. I think just trying to figure out what to do with it and maybe making the percussion a little bit better. I give it a 7.5.
Yeah, the build-up was confusing for me because I was like, is there going to be a drop soon, or is this going to be just like epic guitar and then no drop? It just seemed to kind of prolong a little bit longer than I had anticipated it would. When it came in, it was fine. But yeah, the structure was kind of confusing, but I could picture this like in the background of, animation, game, some type of thing happening in the forefront where you're focused on that. And then maybe the arrangement isn't as, crucial or critical. But just from a listening standpoint, it did seem a little bit prolonged and drawn out. That said, I thought it sounded clean. I thought the mix was good. I'm at a 7. I think I want to remember if he played all the instruments himself. If he played all the instruments, I'll give it an 8.
Now, hot take. Would it change anything if you heard that song in the background of an anime where a cartoon octopus is just writhing its tentacles in and out of some young ladies?
Yes, because the music would be strange.
I thought it would go hand in hand. I don't know. I've never seen it, but it felt like
it's not really sultry, seductive background music for that kind of a scene. Like maybe if it's like Goku or Vegeta powering up and it's like 3 episodes long and Frieza is just standing there giving a speech about his whole life story. Sure.
I'm just saying, if we got any animators in the audience, let us know. We've got some ideas.
What's up?
What's
Akira?
up?
Pronounce that, Bieber.
Akira.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, I can. Wait, hold on. Kurisu Akira Tokodashi. Boom.
Hentai reference got us to follow.
Yeah! What's up? Dice is a big anime guy. Big fan of anime.
And Bird is a big hentai fan.
Yeah.
You name the series, he's got it in a DVD collection somewhere in his basement. Right next to his sports card memorabilia.
That's right.
All right, we got a tip from the Moon Man, who has relocated, no longer in northern Florida, in southern Florida, got tired of the cold weather and said, fuck this 80 degrees. I need 90 or above. Give me more heat. Shout out to that.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a video or just what do we got here? Moon Man, Fireman. Is there fire on the moon? What would you do if you looked up
in the moon, dummy?
What would you do if you looked up and like there was like just a flame a circle of fire on the moon, would you just be like,
I'd say,
back in the house?
Turns out I was looking at the sun the whole time. That's not the moon at all. That's the fucking sun.
All right, that's the fucking sun. Here's Fireman by the Moon Man.
Fireman.
Yes, man.
I got that fire, man.
Oh, it's not Lil Wayne. Gotcha.
Hey, I was in the club till the club closed. Then I went to class in my club clothes. I was down bad, praying that nobody knows. See my ex stuff a whole paycheck in the nose. We was supposed to take a trip to see the snowfall. Had to stay in Florida cause she snorted up a snowball. Now I'm going up, now she wanna spin the block. Right before I hit the block, told the bitch I hope she stub a toe when she kicking rocks. I need a bad thick dreadlock Megan Fox. I'm talking real thick, I'm talking real slick. I'm talking Moon Man in the booth, talking real shit. Hey.
What's wrong?
Real talk, Dice. Great song so far. Megan Fox with dreadlocks. What do we think?
What am I doing? Am I rating her? What am I doing?
Yeah.
8.
Out of 10.
8.
Okay. That's all I want to know.
Okay.
And in the booth talking real shit, ayy. No Diddy, but I can't stop, won't stop. Know the boss love me cause a nigga got the bops. Every time I drop, know the bad bitches drop. Then they bring that ass right back to the top. Cause I got that fire. I got just what you need. Make it hard for you to breathe. Can't nobody fuck with me. I got that gas. No stems, no seeds. Seeds. I got that smoke, make it hard for you to breathe. You can feel the Florida breeze, Palm Beach, palm trees. I got that fire, I got just what you need. Hey, it's the crypto stacking. Bad bitch macking, spaceship captain, about to go back in. Came from my back end, on tracks I'm black in. Fresh up out that Florida water like I'm the crack in. Let's get it crackin'. They say my flow ain't dope, must be on crack then. Yeah, I'm really tapped in, but I don't tap dance. Gods recognize gods and they look like ants. I buy billions of Satoshis, I get that label advance. I'ma be labeled atrocious, I'm telling you in advance. But if the shorties don't blow me, can't tell if they fans. I'm the best hands down while they waving their hands. And you know why? I got that fire. I got just what you need. Make it hard for you to breathe. Can't nobody fuck with me. I got that gas. No stems, no seeds. I got that smoke. Make it hard for you to breathe. You can feel the Florida breeze. Palm Beach, palm trees. I got that fire. I got just what you need.
Hey, it's a long ass fade out. But shout out to the Moon Man for his track Fireman. Real quick, Megan Fox without dreadlocks 1 through 10. Megan Fox was the one with the wide ass thumbs, right? She's got the little wide thumbs.
Yeah, toe thumbs.
Still give it a 9. Give it a 9. I feel like with dreadlocks,
I mean, you've seen Transformers, like that was peak.
I feel like with dreadlocks, you gotta be like, okay, how often are you washing that, right? But without dreadlocks, it's like, okay, you're good.
I mean, there's also the question of like, is it cultural appropriation? Do we care about this?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, it is. You just got to bite the bullet on that one.
You're like, well, you're also super hot, so I'm just gonna choke down my feelings about that, and we can have dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, once they're over a certain scale of looks, you're just like, hey, you guys are gonna have to take a little bit of appropriation here. Look at it.
Word.
Sorry. Yeah, all right. Fireman, focus. Moon Man.
Yum.
That track was fire. This is typical Florida man shit to just take somebody else's album cover and just be like, you know what, I'll cover up the stuff that might get me in trouble.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
I'll just put little,
Yeah.
gifs and clip art over the things that might get me in trouble and just use this guy's stuff. Typical Florida man stuff. I've done it before. I understand exactly where this young man is coming from. As far as the track, I thought it was super dope. I don't know what has gotten into you in the last couple of months since we've last heard Moon Man tracks, but I like where you're headed. I like you sound, not that you didn't sound confident before, but you sound a lot more polished in your delivery.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't sound like there's any hesitation. You're like, I know exactly what I'm going to do in this verse. I know exactly how I'm going to sing this hook. Like you just went for it and it all was executed nicely to me. I thought this was super dope. I thought the singing, the change up in the singing was awesome. Maybe on the second part, it felt like a little bit long, but at the same time, I like overall how it sounds. So I'm not going to like nitpick and say, oh, well, chop it in half on the second part. I like how everything works together. I thought this was a dope track. Really super impressed. I'd give this a 9.5.
He's just holding that little half out. Yeah, man. A lot of fun lines in here. Love the Megan Fox with dreadlocks. Got my mind really thinking about that. I was like, how would she look at dreadlocks? And then, also a good question for any recording artist. How can I tell if the shorty's a fan unless she blows me? Right? Like, how am I supposed to tell unless she blows me? That's a good question. We may never know.
Wait, what? What's the question?
That was one of his lines. He's like, how can I tell if a shorty's a fan unless she blows me? It's like, good point.
I missed that
good
one.
Point. Fucking Moon Man. And I agree. Like, I remember thinking Moon Man was dope. I remember like, oh, good voice, but I don't necessarily remember this level of polish. And this just from start to finish just felt polished. I would say that definitely the ends, the forever fade from like 245 to 318, just quick, man. Just a quick 4 bars done. Because you're riding high off that energy, and if you just let the beat kind of continue playing that long, then by the time it gets done, you're like, all right. Especially if you're thinking about playlists, right? Playlisting, it won't switch over to the next songs fast enough. So a lot of playlist curators might leave that off just for that fact alone. But the song itself, fucking fire. Really fun. Great voice, great confidence, and just a fun track overall. Love the artwork as well. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 too.
You know what I was thinking as the first verse started, that would be super awesome, is if Moon Man and Casanova did a joint song about their ex. Because they've got some clever wordplay about it. Like, yeah, I'd be like, oh man, this has got to happen.
I'd love to see it. Yeah, Casanova Westside is another super dope artist that kind of came through randomly fairly recently. He's been here for a couple months. So Moon Man, we got to get you set up with our boy. I also, now that we're talking about it, I loved a couple of his other lines, like his ex blowing a whole paycheck in her nose.
Yeah.
The snowfall.
Yeah, I started hearing lines like that, and I'm like, man, you know who says like similar funny stuff and is witty? Casanova Westside.
Oh, who's tuned in right now? Look at this guy.
My man, Casanova.
Look at the devil. Hey.
Go into now playing. Scroll all the way to the bottom and listen to Moon Man's Fireman song and tell me you and him couldn't knock it out of the park on a song about your exes.
And also tell me how you feel about Megan Fox with dreadlocks. Rating out of 10. We must know. Let's hear it in the chat.
That's just going to be in your head for the next 2 days at least, right?
It for sure will be forgotten the second I log off.
Bird's going to hit the Call of Duty group chat tonight. He's going to be like, guys, hold on. Before we queue up in this lobby, Megan Fox with dreadlocks, 1 through 10. Shout out Ray Stans with a gift of sub to our newcomer, the new person who joined purely based on hentai conversation.
He's like, yep, I'm in.
Megan Fox with dreadlocks. Why? Why not?
That was a line Mr. Moonman had. That's what he's looking for in his next relationship, apparently. So, yeah, I hope you find it. Hope you find what you're looking for, as they say.
Before I continue on with the queue, Ray Stans, did you want to you would like to use your disc to get airtime, but we can skip to his track when posted. Ray, I mean, you're in charge, man. You tell me. Don't give me choices because I will just like be total contrarian and do whatever the fuck I want.
Hey.
If anybody has learned anything about me in the last 3 years, it's like you give me a choice of like, hey, would you like this cup of coffee or this warm glass of milk? I'm like, I want a soda.
Urine, please. Daddy want milk.
All right. His track, let me see. First and foremost, so Kurisu Akira, I'm just gonna call you Akira. If you hold on, where's this fancy little thing at? First thing we need you to do when you get your Discord thing up and going is link your Twitch account to your Discord account, and then that will let us know that you're a subscriber, and then you'll get access to the subscriber feedback queue, and then you can drop your track in there. So whenever you get your little 10-minute wait period in there and you join in there, we'll play it promptly and swiftly.
Can you send your introduction in the chat? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself.
Tell us about your day today. How was your day? It's the last Wednesday.
Also relevant information. Yep.
Super relevant. Sometimes people come in here and they're not having a so good day and they just need a little pep in their step, right?
Right. And that can also impact our ratings because we're humans. We're not emotionless robots just put on this earth to shit out numbers based on what has been presented to us. You know?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, if you come in here in a sourpuss mood, I might give you like a 3 or a 4 instead of a 5.
Yeah. If you bum me out, bro, you're getting a fucking 0.
Come in here ruining the end of my fucking day. Who are you?
How dare? Yeah. What gives you the right?
Right. All right. We're idiots, but yeah, whenever you get that track posted, just let me know. Next up, Sully, how are you doing today? You are next. Your first studio session tomorrow. How many hours did you?
It's first studio sesh. That's exciting.
How many hours you got booked?
Question. And what do you plan to do when you're there?
Even better.
Hope
question.
You're going in with a plan. You're not just like, oh, I'm gonna write while I'm there. It's like, no. You get your instrumental, you write your instrumental, and you just go to say the things in the mic. Hopefully, that's what you plan to do.
Oh, look at that! Got the privilege. Privilege is showing in Sully. Friend owns a studio going all night. I love an all-night session of no sleep and pure, unadulterated music making. Nothing like that. Brings back some good memories.
I like my music making adulterated.
What does adulterated mean? I know what unadulterated means, but what does the opposite mean?
Well, it's when a mommy octopus and a daddy octopus really love each other.
I just asked a total gray baby question. Don't use big words. I went to public school. All right, let's listen to Sully's track. Maybe this is going to be something that he re-records in the studio tomorrow. We'll see. It's a demo of the song he wants for his first release. Needs to know what to change. Perfect. Aiming to do a music video for this well. Even better. Here's Kid Biz by Sully.
Kid Biz.
Take your time, man. We will be here for at least a couple hours.
Head boy, he just doing his kid biz. Tell me, God, why is everything like this?
Come on, man. The kids listen to you.
He rocks some socks and sandals.
In school.
He's hiding mantles from his friends, and he's like, school trip money makes your Benz in the garage. Playing with action figures, enjoying his life.
I wish that was true. I can see your value now that I'm next to you. see our futures immeasurable. I can see the future, it's inevitable.
He felt protected in his pillow fort. He raised the blanket, turned his head to get a peek of sorts. The only vision, it was blurry, it was kinda short. He saw them shadows moving crazy, it was time to board. It wasn't meant to be like that. His daddy was watching the fort, just waiting for sunset. His mom was in the kitchen cooking some pasta, and light bounced across the room and cast the shadows as they passed the room.
Come on,
He
man.
was
Kids
frightened
listen to
in
you.
his Mickey Mouse shoes. He was crying, he was innocent too.
There is nothing I wouldn't do for you.
Bonehead boy, he just doing his kid biz. Tell me, God, why is everything like this?
Everything.
All my songs are in
He rocked some socks and sandals.
Socks and sandals.
He's hiding mantles from his friends, and he's like, school trip money, makeshift Benzes in the garage. Playing with action figures, enjoying his life.
I wish that was true. I can see your value now that I'm next to you. I can see our futures immeasurable. I can see the future, it's inevitable.
Right, that was Kid Biz by Bird. What'd you think?
I don't know if you can tell by my grimaces, but I had some issues with this. I think it's a good concept. I think the execution left me wanting for more. Specifically, like Sully, you do this weird thing where you kind of like fade your voice out, like as you're singing, like you don't lean all the way into it. And I think that when you do lean into the singing, you're like, all right, I'm just gonna hit it. It works really well. And so there were parts that it worked as you're telling the story, and then your super loud overdubs would come in and fucking clobber the nice melodies you were doing, because the volume is the same, if not higher, for your off-key ad-libs. So I would say, first off, the accompanying harmonies just distracted more than they helped. I think that the beat was a little slow. So it was, if the beat is so slow like that, you're really going to want to lean into the performance. You're going to want to lean into like, what else can you do to fill the space? And I think it was just like, with the issues on the mix for the harmonies, the kind of plotting storyline, it made me want more. But the reason I say all this stuff is I think that you have something here. There's definitely like an interesting story. There's some interesting lyrics. I don't think you did a bad job on the main parts. It's just, like I said, some of the mix issues and the way that the story progressed made me want a little more. I still give it a 5. I don't think it's bad. There's stuff I'd like to see different.
Okay. Shout out to DV with the Hunter Footer and Gray Baby. Welcome to the show. Air horn for you.
Fuck nugget. That's fucking rude. Fucking rude.
You don't like butt nuggets?
Only if they're deep fried.
You never go to the petting zoo and tell the kids, hey, there's some chocolates on the ground?
That's fun. Yeah, no, if I see kids out in public, I avoid talking to them at all costs because I have no reason to.
Go to the petting zoo and just walk around to like unattended kids and be like, hey, there's some chocolate that fell down there, until like all the parents start circling around and whispering and pointing in your direction and be like, oh, time for me to go. I've been outed.
I've done my work for the day. See you later.
Done God's deed. Sully, I think you have a very unique voice, and I think that you're still figuring out how to utilize it to your advantage. Like, one thing that I feel like could have benefited on this song is if you kind of like draw out the notes a little bit longer. Like I feel like you kind of just, and Rogue does this a lot too, where you kind of just say things in a singing voice, but you don't necessarily sing it. Like if you say the word smooth and you just end it with smooth instead of saying smooth and just kind of like drag out and use those vocal fries, I think you have the perfect voice for like doing that and kind of like blending your lines one to the other. You know, granted you have the breath control to do so, but I think this is one of those songs where you have a good opportunity. Like when DV the Hunter Footer, he said like if the vocal performance was different, he could just kind of sit in a room and vibe to this. I think that's kind of what he means is like if the notes were just like executed in a slightly different manner where it just feels a little bit more mellow singing rather than just sung spoken words, then I could see this like really catching on with people's attention spans. So I still think it's a solid track. I think it's worth building upon. I respect the asthma. I had asthma as a kid, so I know what running out of breath feels like. And I think that's one of those opportunities where kind of punching in and overlapping could work to your advantage. And the one thing that I'll say about that I feel like a lot of people do wrong with punch-ins is they just like punch in and they punch in and overlap their lines. And they're not like, when I punch, if I do a punch in, I start like one or two lines before I actually want to punch in. And then I will, you know, do some editing to figure out, okay, when does it transition cleanly to the part that I wanted to punch in and not just say, okay, well, I'm just going to punch in this line here. So I'm going to stop rapping the line before. Like, then it sounds like definitely pieced together and stitched together. So when I tell people to punch in, I don't mean just like stop rapping and then punch in and keep going and then stop and punch. I mean, like figure out an overlap place where you can do some editing and then like blend those lines together and find the piece that you really want. So if you can't nail the breath control, that's what I would recommend. But I would give this I give it a 6.5. I don't think it's like far away. I think it's just the execution that you could tool up a little bit and really drive this one home.
Sometimes, and this wasn't Sully's problem, it just made me think as you're talking about punching in, like really explaining the process of like, oh, I go back a couple lines. Like, I don't think we've ever taken the time to explain what we mean by punch-ins, and people do all sorts of crazy punch-ins that aren't that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I wonder, like, when we're like, oh, it needs more layers, people even know what the fuck we're talking about. No one's ever asked us to explain, but they also don't take our advice. So I'm like, do you know what we mean when we say more layers?
I think all the people who don't punch in very well, in my opinion, they never even ask us, like, how can I make it better? But there's people like, I know Casanova Westside. I've heard like people like Timothy Lamb, like they punch in all the time, but sometimes you can't even tell because the transitions are so seamless or so flawless that it's just like, it feels like that's how they plan that track to actually go. Say punch. What the fuck is wrong with her?
Punch in.
What is your obsessive with punch in? Oh, I got it. Never mind.
Yeah.
Continue, G baby. All the people who probably don't do punch-ins so well, they never ask us. So yeah, I figured probably a good time to diatribe.
Yeah. One of these days we're gonna have recorded diatribes. Like, here's what a punch-in is.
I should just quit my job so I can diatribe some more.
I love diatribing.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite diatribe that you've been on lately?
Ooh, lately I've been doing regular tribe, not like diet tribe. Original.
Why did I even ask? Why?
Hey, here all night, folks.
Oh yes.
Hopefully all night, not all night.
Sully, thank you for the shout out on the merch. If anybody ever wants to gear up with some hot new White Collar Rhymes merch, go to our store at thewhitecollarrhymes.com and get you a nice little hoodie, a shirt, got some hats, got some drinking apparatuses such as these with our logos on it. So yeah, if you want some cool stuff, go there.
Yeah, you could buy a D-Bird shirt and, you know, run around Miami, Florida saying you're D-Bird. No one will know the difference. So feel free to steal my identity.
I'm sure they won't. I mean, why would
me and Casanova Westside, all we do is talk about our exes anyways. So, we're basically the same person.
Basically the same person. All right. I got you, DV. Akira, did you have a chance to post your track yet? As soon as you post your track, you can drop your intro. Well, hell, you can drop your intro whenever the hell you want, to be honest. But it probably would go hand in hand with your music to accompany it.
Oh, well, don't want you to get any violence against you, Mr. Casanova. Also, I guess he can have the name. I give it up. I can be anything else.
Fuck that.
I don't mean it.
Fuck that. Remember when 50 Cent first came out, everybody's, oh, no, there's already a 50 Cent. He's like, nah, I'm 50 Cent now. Fuck y'all.
Also, obviously my name's spelled differently, but you know who's not? D Bird, Lil Dicky. His last name is BYRD and first name David. So
if you met him,
get mad at him.
If you met him, what would your introduction be?
I already tried to sneak in his DMs. I was like, hey, your name's David Bird. I'm D Bird. And like, we do same music. Do you want to do a song? Didn't work. But,
Loser. Yeah. Loser. Hate it.
Next shot I take in the DMs is going to be like, hey, wouldn't it be crazy? We're filming this documentary. Wouldn't it be crazy if you popped in for a day and did like a verse? Like, how crazy would that be?
Might work. You never know.
Also, want to be friends forever. I love you.
Akira dropped their intro. The light system anime editor blending story, emotion, energy into cosmic edits. I create to connect, not for clout. Collabs and requests, reach out to nice young person here, KLR Wolf. All right. So an anime editor. So you do like little videos like Mailbox Spiders usually has over his beats and stuff.
Love those.
I may reach out to you. But not for hentai, just for regular anime.
Word. Wink, wink.
No winks. Eyes are wide open here, folks. No winks. All right. Next up, Unit. P.S. I'm not suicidal, just to clarify. You know what? I don't even think you need to clarify. I mean, we've had so many suicidal songs over the years.
It's just all the rage.
I don't know why people will be like, you know who wants to hear me talk about offing myself? Bird and Dice.
and they're right. Nom, 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 nom.
All right, here's Real Thoughts by Unit. Hentai on the side as a side hustle is crazy, but I respect that.
Sounds like a producer tag. Hentai on the side.
Yeah. Real thoughts. Look, I don't believe in God, but God, the way she acts and looks, it's so biblical to me. I don't believe in spirits, but it's spiritual to me. I didn't believe in love until I learned what it could be. I didn't believe a perfect person's one that I would see and be with. Perfect is perception, but it's easy to perceive perfection when she carries my burdens with ease. Now I feel like being happy should be guaranteed. Yeah. But look, it's kinda hard within the world that we reside. A beautiful earth is full of rape and genocide. A world where one's worth is based upon what they supply. I try to carry pride, but love and hate always collide. My hands are tied, cause men should never cry. That was the principle that made me so I couldn't. I'm spitting my mind, but I'm feeling that I shouldn't. That's not what I learned, that a real man does. You see, a real man ignores it and does what the weak couldn't. I guess I'm weak by that logic, but I feel pretty strong. I'm spilling my guts on a track for you all, won't be long until I make it as a star and find where I belong. Or I'll just fall before August and never make another song, never make another track, never talk about my feelings, never even talk back, never post on my socials, never hear another word, never see my girl's face as I'm lying in the dirt. Fuck.
Fuck. More people should end their verse just fuck.
Oops.
I just got home from work, pretty tired. I guess I'm worth a bit, if not worth, based upon what I'm supplying. But am I really worth it? $10 an hour, man, I'm sick of this capitalistic shit. I'm really trying, but look around. You see all these trees and the grass and decided that you wanna make war. It's get what you can get, take what you can take. But I'm asking you again, motherfucker, what for? You see humans, we made borders to divide our race. Now the area with most has the most worth. Now immigration is a problem, cause you're from the wrong place. Get the fuck away from us, little bitch, this isn't yours. Man, I think it's stupid, cause we're all just humans, trying to live our best life, try our best to improve. If this world that we live in is as bad as they say, what's the purpose of being here another fucking day? Unit.
Right. That was Real Thoughts by Unit. I think the flow was super consistent. Obviously some lyrics from a deep place within you that have some sort of meaning to you. I think the vocals could have been a little bit louder just to be a little bit more clear and audible. One thing I'll say about the lyrical content, I don't mind it. And I think I said this on Sunday, but I think one thing that kind of helps accelerate songs with a deep message is if you can kind of take it out of the first person perspective and put it in a way that other people can put their perspective upon it as well. So I know there was some stuff about like immigration and whatnot in the second verse. So like if you can think of a way to phrase those in a way that people can just like warm and friendly walk up and handshake it and not necessarily have to be in your shoes and know exactly what happened, I think it makes those kind of topics more approachable. But I don't think that you went super complex and knee deep in it that it wasn't listenable. I think you did a solid job here. I'd say the absence of a hook, probably a little bit of a setback. I think the beat is like subtle enough that it kind of coasts itself through from a listening perspective. But I think some sort of like, humming, singing, something would help, fill that empty space in between it and not make it feel such like a obvious gap. But that said, I think it's a decent track. I give it a 6.
Oh wow. I had a bit of a different take. So for me, I loved the writing. I loved the deep introspective poetry. It felt like the flow was one of those where it's like you could tell you're used to writing complex lines, right? You're used to the complexity and you managed it well. I agree with Dice on the hook. Because the female vocals in the background were so low, it did sound like kind of part of the beat. And so it just felt like an empty space versus a this is, a nice little break between. It was like, no, you need to be saying stuff here. So I would say either raise the vocals and now it's like, oh, it filled the space. Or I'd probably rather hear a hook to kind of tie everything together. Outside of that, I think just my biggest issue was the quality. It felt like the quality on the vocals wasn't all the way there. I'd be interested to hear kind of what your setup is and what what mic do you use? Is this a Band Labs thing? Like, I'm really interested to kind of hear, like, is it just the quality of the microphone? Is it the mix? I don't know. But I think another thing I didn't really hear was any dubs, like on the end of the words, like having a layer of just strengthening the endings and rhyme words or, strategic places throughout. It just felt like just one thin layer kind of throughout. And so that would be just from a technical perspective, I think something that would enhance the track. But overall, I did like the writing. I liked your approach. It's just kind of small execution things. And I don't even mind the like first person, third person. I thought the writing was great. I'll give it a 7.
Word. All right. Well, looks like we have something from the Light System, newly subscribed to us via Ray Stands. Warm intro. Now we get to criticize some TikToks.
The Band Lab. Yeah, that might be holding you back a little bit. So definitely FL Studio. There's plenty of producers, plenty of artists that know how to use that. I'm not one of them. I have to have an engineer mix my shit because I'm just a big dummy. But well worth it if you can.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you hadn't started on FL because you wanted to figure it out, but no better way to figure it out than just get in there and, you know, make mistakes as you go, or, you know, make awesomeness as you go. All right, let's see what the light system has here. Got some anime clips here.
Any of the top 10.
Any of the top 10. So we can see. I can count. There's 6 in a row. So not these last 2, I'm guessing. I'm gonna start with this one.
私の言いたいことは分かったか。何が面白い？命なんだと思っているんだ。教えてくれないか？この通りだ。うせる。赤さ。だから無駄だっつった。結局こうなんの目に見えてただろう。あんたらがいくら
So is this music that you get from like artists? Like is that, I'm assuming that's like this person's music and then you make the video underneath it? The one thing that I would say about this one is it seems like the original vocals from the anime itself are very loud in comparison to the music. So there's a lot of like breathiness and probably boosting the gain on those, you know, on the actual conversation happening in the anime. I almost say that just start the music sooner and cut out the actual talking and just let the music play in the background and then find that point where it builds up to like really ramp up the scenes on that one.
Yeah, this one I would agree as well. It just kind of felt like, oh, we're straight up just watching the anime, and then kind of there was 8 seconds of a beat in the background. So it almost like maybe this was made for TikTok. It sounds like TikTok's kind of where you do your thing. So it's, I just wanted it to be a little longer. So let's play something else. I'd be curious.
System.
Oh, from Kendrick. Oh. The fuck? That would really throw a lip.
Okay, again, this just felt like and I get it. Like, this is like, you love anime, so you're like, I want as much of this cool scene to be shown as possible. The volume levels are just kind of crazy to me, though, right? Like, it's just pure one thing. It's just like, here's just a scene from an anime, and then here's this random, like, abrupt cut in for a completely different song that there was no build up, no anything. And the transition was jarring, right? Once it actually got into that, I didn't mind the sound. It sounded kind of professional, like the vocals with kind of the goofy piano. Like, I didn't mind it. And the visuals are cool with it. I just, again, it needs to be more consistent if you're going to weave it into like an intro or a lead up, right?
So when they make requests, are they requesting these kind of transitions in these scenes, or are you making those editorial decisions? Because that I'm kind of the same. I think on this one, the orchestrating of the sound selection kind of threw me off. I went from like Kendrick Lamar thinking like, okay, it's gonna be like hype up, it's gonna be a fight scene, and then like, oh, just some lighthearted Japanese singing, and then I'm like kind of confused. I think your selection of visuals is pretty solid. It's just the audio quality, and maybe that's just compression in TikTok, is what's detracting it for me. So yeah, I would say like if you're gonna do music, match the energy of the visuals. Like if it's gonna be a fight scene, I don't want to go from Kendrick Lamar to Japanese pop. Or if it's gonna be like a nice little, here's some teenagers in high school serving, you know, how to get a boyfriend, then yeah, maybe play some J-pop. I'd say make sure the audio matches the visual is really my feedback on this. I would give it overall, you know, without poking around and looking at some more, give it like a 6.5. Like I think it's just missing the meshing together of these two worlds. Like the audio is not syncing up with the visuals for me. I think the visuals are fine. It's just the audio where it's falling short for me.
I tend to agree. I mean, these are pretty short. Do we want to do one more?
Sure.
Make sure he gets his money's worth, or Ray's money's worth.
Fuck Ray.
You said, what did you say? The Gojo, Shinobu, and Muichiro.
This one?
You know. What is that song at the end? That sounded pretty dope. Is that the same song we've been listening to, or is that a different one? Felt like a different one, and I need to know what it is.
I like this one better. I feel like the audio matches the visual a lot better. The only thing I didn't like about this one is you use camera shake on everything, and it was kind of, it didn't let me enjoy the scenes as much because everything was like glitched or camera shake. I would rather it just be stabilized. But I don't know. For me, the transition at the end kind of threw me off again. These abrupt song transitions from like high energy to different energy throws off my aura. -5 aura for me. I'll give it a 6.5 though.
Kurisu, I need to know who that last song was by. What song was that? I need to know. If I don't know, I'll get cranky, sleepy on TikTok. Oh, okay. What? Okay. So there was a collab with Sleepy where you jammed in 4 seconds of his song at the end. What?
I'm gonna tell people I'm gonna collab with him and then just use like 2 lines from their verse, and then it's gonna be like 3 minutes of me.
Yeah, the abrupt transitions or lack of transitions are, I think, the biggest issue for me. I did like the visuals for this. I would say that my preference would have to be, and again, it's a collab, sure. But my preference would be like put all the advertising shit like in the description and really focus on the visuals and the music, right? That's going to be what would get me more engaged to this. Is like instead of the entire screen being taken up by at so-and-so, look at all these collabs. Like, I don't care as a listener, right? We can see in the description who did it and who you worked with. That's great. So yeah, if you're going to have a visual representation of your kind of beats or music, that's what I would say is do the visuals, lead into the visuals. Overall, give it a 6 of like, I don't hate it. I think it probably has a space, a cool, yeah, I bet there's an audience for this. It's just a matter of fine tuning the audio edits, making them make sense with the visuals.
Word. But I'm sure there's a slew of people on our Discord who would be interested in collabing with you on, putting some visuals to their song. So definitely poke around the Discord, chit chat with some folks, see what you can come up with.
Yeah, Mailbox Spiders is one that comes to mind. He popped on the review show a million years ago, showing us his anime edits to his beats, and they were solid. They were real dope. And get excited every time we see one of his musics.
Speaking of getting excited, next up, Kenny Made a Banga, the 2024 Producer of the Year for White Collar Rhymes, as voted on by the community, his peers. He only won by one vote, but fuck it. Still celebrate that shit. Diddy Bop, work in progress. All right. Oh, he's got a nice little logo now. Look at that. Shout out Kenny. See what he's trying to sell us this time, Bird.
Shit. That's Diddy in the name. No thanks.
Sign me up.
Followers. That's great. 2.7K rather. That's right. Flaptastrophe. Love that name. Thanks for the follow. Flaptastrophe. Bam. Casanova Westside type beat. My ex has a fat ass.
Maybe.
She treated me real bad. And I'm hurt.
Maybe, yeah.
Skirt. Oh shit. Okay. I need a Jersey girl. Choof type beat.
All right, that was Kenny Made a Banga with Diddy Bop. You bopping to that, Diddy, Bird?
Oh, I was bopping to that Papa Diddy Pop. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, it's interesting because, like, look, let me just say this. That ending was probably the best part about it. Once you started getting into that, like, Jersey dance hall type drums, I loved it. And I think that if there's a way to kind of incorporate that earlier and then bring it back at the end, like maybe that's a good spot for a chorus, right? Like I think that was so dope. So that would be my suggestion, is just kind of retooling it a bit. It did seem like halfway through, like it got a little I don't want to say stagnant, like all the keys made sense, the drums sounded good, but I think that's what it needed, is more of that energy at the end. In the middle, because as the middle was going, you're just like, all right, I get it. Yeah. But that shit, home run, baby. So I'll just give this an objective 8 where it is today, with like the potential to be a 10.
It's never too late to order some shawarma.
Shawarma.
Check yourself, fool. Order that shit. As far as this beat, I thought it was cool. I was trying to picture, is this more for like a pop song, or, you know, when you threw out Casanova, I'm trying to envision what that would sound like on it. I feel like it'd be more of a pop vibe, but then the change up at the end, I agree. I think if it came in sooner, it would probably change my perspective a little bit. But yeah, man, it's really hard to nitpick somebody who's so consistent.
Nitpick them. That's what we're here for. Pick that nit.
I don't like it. I don't like it, but objectively, it's good.
Talk your shit. Tell your truth.
I don't like drill drums. I don't like that. As soon as I heard that pattern, I'm like, fuck this shit. It sounded good though. I'm just like, why?
Not going on my catalog.
Yeah. Delete. Fuck out of here. Objectively though, I agree. I'd have to give it an 8. It's well. Kenny has this really unique knack of putting together well-composed works in progress. Like he always has these 1.5 minute, 2 minute ideas that are well structured, and I can't fault him for being polished in his progress. So objectively, it's an 8, even though it's really not my cup of tea. And I think stylistically, I'm kind of lost, but I could see it being like a pop song. It's just the change up kind of threw me off as to where this was actually headed. But it's still good composition. I give it an 8. Uh-oh. X-ray.
Dice says, fuck you.
Yeah. Not going to run my pockets this time, mister. Noir, however. All right. X-Rater. Church. BB3 rough. What does BB3 stand for?
Brazilian butt 3.
Are you for or against the Brazilian butt lift?
Could not be more against.
Why?
I think it looks insane. It looks insane. That's why. Are you for or against?
I'm against it.
Why?
It looks insane when somebody they have like pencil legs and then their ass is just like da-doom. Like what the fuck?
Insane.
Yeah.
I would I think look,
I've seen some okay ones. Let me be fair. I've seen some okay ones, but they're usually like the modest, like, hey, I just wanted to touch up, my hips a little bit. But the people who just like go from like, I'm only 130 pounds, but I want an ass. Like, why? It doesn't look fine. It doesn't look good on you. It's gross.
Look, this isn't like the He-Man Woman Haters Club. Let's just put it out there. We support women. We love. Let me mansplain about your looks to you, though, for a second, girls. Let me mansplain. Because, like, I've had some very, very attractive women in my life, just all around different parts of it, who decided to get lip fillers. And then and you're like, what the fuck happened to you? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Bee sting? No, you chose that. I'm just saying, you're spending money to become a monster. Don't.
And another thing, let's talk about makeup.
Don't need it. You're beautiful.
Fuck, walking around here looking like Krusty the Clown and shit. Fucking
yeah. You Donald Trump ass. You're fucking like fucking. I see the orange on the side of your head. Just stop it. You're beautiful.
Female
all
audience
natural, baby.
Female audience has just dropped by 20%.
When have we ever had a female audience? We're just yelling at the clouds right now.
We had a few, like 2, 3.
Well,
they're all related to Nikki.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, X-Rater, BB3, rough, church. I hate the drums already.
You hate church?
Yeah. Let's talk about church after this one.
I've got some thoughts.
Boston type.
Oh, I could do that. How to get women with music? Headline, you don't.
Look, I'm sick of peeps watching these dropping my shit. Man, I can't stand the judgment, so I'm pleading the fifth. You want me to spill tea? I got spit you can sip. Ripping the script, you flip, now I'm leaving a rift. So split or get cracked if your lip just jaw jack. This fist will draw back till you shift it all back. Ouch. Getting cheese with your tails, they tall rats. Wow. Got up shows, but them snails, they all trap. It's all trash, perhaps, but a mind of my own. I can keep to myself and keep eyeing my home. Hiding my phone alone, feel alive in my dome. No one's buying what you're selling when you lie in your poems. Go on. I'm from the church of mind your business, where you can get an amen, but you won't get a witness. Better keep it zip shut, lips and test the litmus. You will die for them sins you give in, no forgiveness. What is this sickness? These Karens oversharing. Don't got the legs to run it, and no arms are overbearing. Never gave a fuck, now I'm completely over caring. They out there over staring, run them out like broken parrots. Don't air it.
Say, buddy, how much are they paying you to do all this rabbity rap stuff? Oh, well, Nanya. Sorry, Dodger. Yeah, none of your fucking business.
I got my mind on my business when there's business on my mind. Picture this, shut the fuck up. Your position all the time, took the bait and got you hooked like some fish up on my line. No flies on my wall lies, swat maggots eat small fries. No baggage or bandwagons, these wages are all mine. No wives, just the cops, we don't talk and we're all blind. A cock is their call sign, they squawk when they're fall guys. If they talk and catch them walking, they chalking an outline. Mind your business, don't ask about my wifey, you're a mistress. Don't ask if I got kids, yeah, you a proctology visit up my ass with all this shit. Just kick rocks, get lost, go missing. Your optics lost the vision, now you got no pot to piss. So quit talking, or I'm going for your throat, now you coughing. Not talking about the smoke, talking laying in a box, bitch. Crossing X, no prospects, no nuggets from me. Church is now in session, there's nothing to preach. I'm from the church of mind your business, where you can get an amen, but you won't get no witness. Better keep it zip shut, lips and test the litmus. You will die for them sins you give in, no forgiveness. What is this sickness? These Karens oversharing. Don't got the legs to run it, and no arms are overbearing. Never gave a fuck, now I'm completely over caring. They out there over staring, run them out like broken parrots. Don't air it, and mind your fucking business. Don't air it, and mind your fucking business. Don't air it. And mind your fucking business, don't air it. And mind your fucking business. And mind your. And mind your. That's mind your.
Church. BB3. Church. I have thoughts on this one. I don't mind the boom bap feel of it. I feel like my biggest gripe with this is the mix. Like and I think it's just the way that he records, but there's parts where it's hard to hear him because it's almost as if his mouth is pointed away from his microphone. So some level of compression needs to be done to balance out those low pockets, either, compression or a vocal leveler, if you have one, would really help. Because there's moments where like I can hear you and you're like, mind your business, but then you're like over here and you're rapping and it's like, well, what did he just say? So it's like that part was what was throwing me off the most. I think like stylistically, you did what you needed to do for a beat like this. Like you had a lot of vocal inflections, a lot of like persona, I would say. Like I can tell it's an X-Rater track, but just the mix needs more. And one thing that I do that I learned in the studio that may be of help to some of y'all is you can use two compressors, like to kind of make sure one isn't overworking and then get that real boost in your vocals. So if you do one compressor and do another compressor after that, that might get you the gain that you need. Either that or a vocal level or something is needed to like balance it out. But I thought the presence was dope. I thought the execution was on point for the style of the track. I would give it a 7.
Yeah, I know this is going to be such a fucking hot take for X-Rater, but simplify your hooks.
Yeah,
it would be so against the brand, I know, but
Ray
you're already
stands.
yeah, like this is kind of what we've been yelling at Ray for forever, and like this is something that would give the listener a breath of fresh air, right? It's like you're already going rapidy, 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 rap. And then you go into the chorus and it's not only rapidy, rapidy, rap, but it's also in a funny voice with a weird effect and it's doubled up, and you're like, oh my God, exhausting. And I don't want it to be exhausting. I want it to be dope. And I think for the most part it is. I think I really like the verses. I think you have the energy there. And I like the whole like, yeah, fuck you, mind your business. You know, I like that. But like I said, I think if you simplified like it, and it takes a special skill. Like that is a skill in itself, understanding how to simplify the writing, how to make a hook catchy, how to make it memorable, how to make it not so complex, to tie everything together, but also not be so simple that it's fucking dumb. Like that's a fucking hard line to walk. And I think that would elevate your songs to the next level. I think you're a dope artist, but that's the next embark. That's the next treasure to embark on.
It's funny you say that because in like he and Ray both have similar tones and everything, but like with them and hooks, it's like basically like night and night. Like hey guys, like take out 50% of the words in your hooks, and you would actually have a solid piece here. Gotta like retool it. My measuring stick for is it a good hook is if I can say it's a Gray Baby and she can repeat it back.
Yeah. Word. So I'm at a 7.2.
Shout out X-Rated though. Make some dope music.
And I don't mean to be from the day we started this 3.5 years ago till now, I just give my first impression, whatever that is. Take it or leave it. Hopefully it's useful. Maybe entertaining. According to some, maybe it's fucked up. Oops.
I figure like most people like listen to what we say and they're like, fuck these guys, and then they just do the same shit again and again and again. But then they keep coming.
If you look at like, yeah, you look up week after week, us just sitting here with our eyes squinted, listening to the same people drop the same stuff. Yeah, that seems to check out.
Yeah, like when I do the little head tilt, I'm like, don't like that. Yes, the queue is open. Queue is open for subscribers still. We don't have that many. Don't got that much left, to be honest. We have 1, 2, 3 left. So
Nikki says her eyes aren't squinty. I say bullshit, but we'll never know because she's not on camera. But I also say bullshit. No way.
So T Ray, hold on, I should probably know this. Refresh this page. Okay, so if you're not a subscriber, there is a channel in the feedback channels called Free Feedback Sundays. You can post it there. If you absolutely, positively must have your track played today, you can tip or gift a sub. Otherwise, you can get in early for the show that we do Sunday mornings, bright and early. You are a sub. Why doesn't it show that on Twitch? Oh, there it goes. It shows now. That was weird. If you are a sub and you have linked your Twitch account to your Discord, which you can do by following that little this little rhyme diddly here, then it will give you access to the channel where you can then post your nice, wonderful music so that we can see you are a subscriber, and then you will get all the access and the privilege in the world. Also, one thing that I haven't seen just a couple people take advantage of, if you're a subscriber, you get a discount on White Collar Rhymes merch at the merch store.
Shit, I didn't know that. Sign me
Ha
up.
ha ha. Get 10% off White Collar Rhymes merch. I should probably just apply it to everything. It's really only on the White Collar Rhymes brand and everything, but fuck it. We'll apply it to all the artist stuff too. 10%.
Shit.
I'll make that change after the show today. I'll just apply it site-wide. So yeah, subscribers, 10% off any merch purchase.
So if you want to go to Chicago, run around saying you're D-Bird, you're welcome to try.
Since when? Since forever. Here, let me.
She is.
I had like
Eyes just as squinty as I thought.
I love it.
So look,
That's better.
So look, if you're a subscriber, there's this subscription section here, and based on your level of access, you will be able to see first and foremost merch discount. Oh, it's 5% off. Fuck it, we'll make it 10% off. If you fucks aren't taking advantage, we'll make it 10% off until Square Up ends.
Damn, Tim, fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a merch discount right here. You press this button, it'll take you to the store. There's a subscriber only chat. So if you want to, be fancy and better than all the non-subscribers, y'all can go here and talk all the shit that you want. And then it just kind of gets a little bit more in depth beyond that. So yeah, there is a whole subscriber section on the Discord. But that's all that other jazz for another day.
Butts 420 running to subscribe to smoke farts like a bong.
What?
You do not remember?
I remember.
Weeks ago?
I remember.
Sotorius.
Shout out Sotorius. All right. Next up, Nax Beats.
Slaptastrophes just subbed, wondering how he gets access. And Gray Baby redeemed D-Bird. Tell me what to text my friend.
Will you take care of that, and I'll take care of this. Wait, she didn't even do the last one.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to post screenshots, you dick. I can't hear you, Nikki. You're real low.
You have no volume.
Great.
Hold on. Say something now.
Wow.
You sound like far away from your microphone.
Yeah. All right, Gray Baby. I need you to text your friend. What are the purpose for feet anyways? Is it just for foot jobs? Send.
Is this?
Whoa.
That's better. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Say something now.
Hello.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Everybody, Nikki's here. Yay!
I had like 1,000 updates. It was crazy. Yeah, and then I'm sorry about my track. Once it's mixed, you could play it.
Once it's mixed, it's way too late and no one cares.
well, it's for the show one. It's different. Isn't that one that's at the end of the year or league?
Well, it becomes the intro up until the next person has a bye week. But
right. So it could be next week's intro for Sunday and Wednesday still, right?
If I have time to edit the video to do so, I'll try to make time.
I edit the video.
You can do that if you have time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not moving now, so.
All right. Wait, where was I? Nax Beats. Nax Beats. May 28th. That's today. Trap.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Shout out Butts for you can now get priority feedback.
Hell yeah.
That's on the beat.
I love you being in the chat. I love Butts. I love 420. I love Butts 420. Bars.
That's on the beat.
Like that producer tag. What's my favorite word?
Bitch.
And I said, yeah.
My favorite.
I love
skit.
that. I love that skit.
Okay, I think we got the gist of this one.
Yeah.
I like the drums. Drums are hitting hard, but I feel like there's a lot of emptiness in here. Like the melody is very low volume wise, so it just makes the drums basically the main star of the show. And I wish that there were other elements other than the hi-hats and the little keys to kind of bring it together. Some sort of counter melody or make the melody that you have a little bit louder. But where it's at, it feels like a nice little skeleton of sorts. I would give it a 6.5.
Yeah, this is a skeleton dancing at the vampire ball. Drums too loud, overpower everything else. I'll just double what Dice says. It feels like it needs a little something more, but I like what you have so far. I give it a 6.
Yeah, I kind of am where the guys are at. I feel like it's borderline, maybe even a little bit crunchy right at the tips of the drums, so just maybe reel this in a little bit. But it had a good drive to it, and I thought that it had good structure, good start. I think that it has good layering so far. Just kind of bring everything down a little bit and go from there. I'm at a 6.5.
Where do you post your screenshot? In the lounge, you turd. What do you mean? Where everybody can see it and we can all ridicule you with fingers and shame.
There's no shame to this game. Only appreciation.
No
and support.
ridicule.
Full shame.
Baby.
I ridicule
So
everybody.
mean. She's literally the nicest person in the world. Literally.
Suck up.
Not if you
pet.
Not if you
Who
throw
else do you know that's
not if
nicer
you throw
than G
a
baby?
magnet at her kid.
Me.
She's not the nicest person in the world.
Me.
All right, Trev. Subveil. Ooh.
I like the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Trev
creepy.
Aura. Welcome
Like
to the
Rob
subscriber section.
Zombie-ish.
Where? Tune. What a tune, mate. +5 aura.
Aura rising.
Take this time to introduce you to one of our most recent creations.
I'm curious where this goes.
Like a star. Game over.
What's up?
Right, that was Subveil by Trev Aura. Not gonna lie, I'm a little confused after that one. So, what do you guys think?
I'm so confused. Like, I feel like just a lot of the components, like you had kind of like this overlay of like you're watching a static TV, but then I'm like, is that my connection? But then I'm looking at how things are looking in the waves, and I'm like, I don't think so. I think it just got this like, it's over, processed or just overdone. But I liked the vibe of a lot of it as someone that likes weird things and make you feel like you're on a trip or an adventure. But I feel like the structure definitely needs a little bit of help. Like you dropped out a little bit too early before you really got anybody into the whole vibe of it. Like it was a little too early to do the dropout and then bring it back in the ethereal vibe. So I would consider, maybe just restructuring it a little bit and kind of bringing everything together in a more wholesome circle and kind of maybe remixing it to where it's not so, I don't know, grainy. In a sense, the texture is a little bit off for me, but I think that I think it was still cool, but I'm confused. I don't understand what it was. I'm going to take it as something that's just meant to be an adventure that you don't know what you went on and you daydream for a little bit and it was a song. So I'll give it a 6. I think that it could be something really cool, but I think that it just needs a little bit of work. Maybe a 6.5. It's not terrible. It's just confusing for me.
Yeah. I'll just say overall I liked it. I think for me it sounded like the vocals needed to be upped a little bit. There was so much going on in the beat that like it kind of washed out the vocals, especially at the beginning. Like the female vocals buried, the first vocals buried. At the end with the deeper ones, like I could kind of hear because again it was just simple like bitch, and that's fine, that's cool. It has a vibe, but I'd also say like I'd probably up the vocals since there is a lot going on in the beat. It's like heavy, dubstep. The only other kind of comments that kind of I'd make here is it felt like we just listened to like 8 different tracks, right? And maybe that's why everyone was like, this is a little confusing. And it's because, usually with EDM, you kind of have this through line melody, and you kind of fade in and out and you have the drops, you have the dub parts. But there's like a through line throughout it. This one kind of felt like, 20-second segments of different dubstep that was all kind of put together. And it sort of worked in a weird way, but it was also different enough where I found myself wanting to hear just focus on one of these and then kind of expand out from there. If that makes sense. Bitch. I'll give it a 7. I still like it, but it's confusing.
Yeah, it felt like I heard 3 or 4 different productions, and each time I got into one of them, you had a transition into another one, which is what kind of threw me off. I especially like the middle section and then the last beat, or I guess flavor of the beat. Yeah, that was the most confusing part to me. I agree with Bird about the vocal samples that you did use. They could probably be raised a little bit, but just my main thing was just the transitions were oddly timed and abruptly timed. I wanted to hear more from some of the sections that I didn't get to hear. And I probably would just suggest making them separate compositions rather than taking people on an audio journey of sorts. I mean, you can do transitions like that, but once you go beyond 2, or once you go beyond 1, really, it gets a little bit complex, especially for a 3-minute piece. That was the only reason I kept listening, because I wanted to see where it actually ended up going. But yeah, I think mix-wise, other than the vocals being low, it did what it needed to do. I'd give it a 6.5. Just a little bit too confusing for me, but I still liked it overall. I'm not mad at it. I see the vision. I would just prefer it to be 3 separate beats.
You want the separation. I just
Bring
want
back
some
segregation.
I need some some cohesiveness, like even like a laser that stays the same. Just
right.
something's got to bring it full circle, man.
See, we got a few more left. We got a new subscriber in Butts 420, and then we got
my boy
and Casanova Westside.
Shit.
And Casanova Westside. Turn that shit down, bro.
I just wanted to hear you say it twice. Name so nice. He said it twice.
No problem, Slaptastrophe. Yeah, we do this every week for subscribers. So now that you're a subscriber, you can get admonished and ridiculed by us weekly. We also do it on Sundays. So if you want to come back, you can drop something in the free queue. So we got the 2 separate feedback channels for that. But on a daily basis, we're hanging out in the Discord. So yeah, you can catch people on the Discord. We also have a music section there where artists and producers alike will chime in, not just us knuckleheads. So feel free to take advantage of the community. And also check up the Square Up Song League. Got a lot of people competing, making some dope music. But first up,
doing my best.
Butts 420. Listen to my podcast demo. Considering using this for my podcast. Okay.
Perfect.
What's your podcast?
I love it already.
Butts and 420 probably.
Weed. Yeah. Aren't all podcasts about that?
Maybe subscribing.
We shouldn't be so prejudiced about people. We should give them the opportunity to, like, maybe it's about nature or, you know, arithmetic or skateboarding.
I have butts in nature. I have tree butts pictures.
Politics and culture.
What's on your mind today? What's on your mind? Let's keep it safe and put a condom on the purse, cause money never came in waves that I've been hoping since the birth. And I've been losing weight on accident. I open up the shirt with confidence at first. I lock until my stomach hurts and pen another verse, a better one. I don't fuck with pencils, leave the lead to guns and let them come. And take your shirt off, feel the setting sun. Like Daniel, see the end is coming, leaving us with crumble stones and eulogies. Didn't they say we used to be great? I heard a rumor that we used to be great. I heard a rumor that we used to be great. So tell me what the fuck they yapping about. When they take it from you, might just pop and blow the candle out. I'm fucking tired of standing out. I'm healthy now, been drinking shit like chamomile. Been munching on my vegetables, been angry but I let it go. My throat coated in lettuce smoke. The only time I choke is when there's pressure and the whole word's been a bastard. It makes sense cause it's an accident, we're cleaning up. Passionate and hoping that it's setting now, but one day we can see the sun. Probably not for me or mine, it's hotter when the summer comes. We've learned of what we was and learned like nothing from it. Looks like not becoming, everybody run. I heard a rumor that we used to be great. What's on your mind today? Tell me what's on your mind. I think I fell in love. One more time, I've been feeling a buzz. I am feeling good, I just needed some drugs. I've been walking around with my head up, walking around with my shoulders back. Now that I choose it, I can't stop. Already shooting with hands up. Tell me the cause of the man, huh? I know you can tell, I can tell in the man. I know I've been feeling myself since like 12 years old. I'm like a decade ahead of y'all rapping. Could you do this? I don't think so. I know this all over your head like hats, but I'm not holding it back no more. I might just pass it across the court to myself, cause I could be in any lane. Like fuck it, I'll do anything. And if the throne pass, you know my big ass will be sitting like a king. Man, listen to my shit or you ain't heard everything. Cause no one does it like I have, man. Try it, put the pen to pad. I think I fell in love. 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 Listen to my shit again. Come on, just listen to my shit. I dare you, listen to it all, man.
I said, listen to me, man. I've been talking for a while, man. Listen up.
All right, that was Butts 420 with Listen to My Podcast, considering using it for an intro for their podcast. I thought the delivery was polished. The vocals were just way too fucking loud. Way too loud. I turned my volume down twice just to compensate for it, and it was still loud. And blending into that, I wasn't a fan of the singing parts. And I'm not sure if that's just because it was just overly loud where I felt like it needed to be subtle, or it just didn't fit at all to me in between the rapping and with the pace of the beat. I like the rapping other than the singing parts. Vocals too loud. I give it a 7.
Nick.
Yeah, I thought the vocal was definitely too loud too. Definitely need a good mix on this. I thought that you had a good, fun, like summer flow, like it was bouncy and stuff. And I didn't think that the hook didn't match. I think that you need like to bring your vocals down and have back vocals, like some softer, to really bring the singing in with your rapping, because you do have such a bouncy, fun flow, but with a softer like subset of vocals underneath, and it'll just give it a nice padding to actually bring it in, even if you have some sort of dubs in your actual verse parts too. I definitely think that it'll just give you it a little bit more emotional depth, which might make it go a little bit better with the hook. But I think that right. I think that it's, you had a good flow. You were, on beat. It was fun. You had good emphasis, good emotion, good tone overall and everything. I'm at a 7 for this. I just think the mix really needs a little bit of work, and definitely lay down some, do some dubs.
Yeah,
layers.
I agree with everybody, except for, I'll just put this out there. This is fucking sick. This is just objectively dope, and it's just the execution that suffered from the mix. I think your delivery, your rapping, even your singing, I think for me, it was just so goddamn loud, and there were no other layers. So that's the issue. I think that if you had an engineer who maybe tuned it just a little bit, slight tune on it, and then you had like, I don't know, 2 to 3 other takes where you're kind of adding some body to the volume and to the vocals, not the volume, adding some body to the chorus, this would be fucking 10 out of 10 easy. I think the rapping's great. It's just the mix, like DV said. So I'm gonna go ahead and just volunteer dice. We do have mixers here at White Collar Rhymes. Normally it's like what, $40 or something?
$50.
Okay, $1 million. But usually the first one's free, and you're a subscriber. So who knows? I think if he sent you the could you mix this if he sent this to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we always say this shit and no one ever takes us up on it. But like, first one's free. Send this shit. Like, we can make this song a 10. Not we, Dice. I'm volunteering him. But like, yeah, man, this shit's really, really good. We just need you to add a couple more layers for the chorus and some dubs, some overdubs for the main verses. And this is a 10. Where it's at right now, I'm going to say it's an 8 because it's just the mixed stuff.
If you want to hear how awesome my mixing is, check out the new project from me and Ray Stans called Unplanned Outage, out everywhere, bitches.
Definitely worth a podcast intro. I think this is a great podcast intro. Of course, you're going to have to pick your moments, right? Can't be a 3-minute intro. But yeah, love this song.
All right. Speaking of love, there is a person in the chat who is an expert at love. They've loved a lot. They've loved many. And
we have a
lot. How many have you loved?
They've tipped us because they love us. It's none other than Casanova Westside.
Classic. Yeah. The forlorn, heartbroken soul.
Yeah. He's got a couple songs in the queue, so I am going to run these through.
Forlorn?
Appreciate you, Butts.
Shout out Butts. Pause.
Love our butts.
Depends on whose butts. All right.
True.
We got a chill song from Casanova, and then we have a vibe. Okay. The intro. Okay. I'm going to play the chill song first. This is 11:55. Shout out women butts.
Not all women have butts.
Shout out to the women with butts.
Not hashtag not all women.
Can we just forget about it and smoke for a second? No, I know. Let me tell you something. It's 11:55, close to midnight. I ain't tryna fight, baby. Hit the blunt, let's chill and do it right. What you worry for? Girl, the mother hoes, it don't get me high. Overdose, I love it when you smoke and let our feelings rise. It's 11:55, close to midnight. I ain't tryna fight, baby. Hit the blunt, let's chill and do it right. What you worry for? Girl, the mother hoes, they don't get me high. Overdose, I love it when you smoke and let our feelings rise. I know I broke a lot of trust, my heart to be right in the butts. Can we just stop and just love what is us? Cause the way that I feel makes me wanna give up. I know that it's real when the fix is a must. Can I stare in your eyes while I'm smoking a blunt? And I just really wanna see why if I pull myself up like some knee highs. My love is improper if I'm playing soccer while all of these feelings is tree time. I know you be writing, but I left you parked, that's the key line. So let us both smoke and just keep trying. You always told me you can't trust no niggas. I'm proving you right and that shit should be finished. And all of these times that I knew you was smiling, that was the shit I was missing. Okay, I gained all my thoughts, figure it out like a math problem. And I stare at the stars and smoke in the car till we both starving. Let's even it out and minus the shit so we can go much farther. And through all the pain, I still got love like a strict father. Cause see, niggas make mistakes all the time. It's like, look. If we could just smoke this blunt, you could understand a lot more. So hit this blunt. Let's chill.
That's some peer pressure right there.
It's 11:55, close to midnight. I ain't tryna fight, baby. Hit the blunt, let's chill and do it right. What you worry for? Girl, the mother hoes, it don't get me high. Overdose, I love it when you smoke and let our feelings rise. It's 11:55, close to midnight. I ain't tryna fight, baby. Hit the blunt, let's chill and do it right. What you worry for? Girl, the mother hoes, they don't get me high. Overdose, I love it when you smoke and let our feelings rise.
It's 11:55, shorty hit my line like what you on. It's damn near midnight, so I'm already knowing what she want. Either she wanna smoke or she wanna fuck or she want both. She want both. Either way, I'm on my way, but I can't stay. No. Let's get right to it. Roll that we up. First we smoke and then we fuck. Beat that pussy up like a drum. As soon as I come, I'm ready to go. She like, no baby, don't leave. And then she proceeds, she throw them temps. On her knees, she begging me please. She grabbed my dick real quick, then she get to licking again. I can't believe I let this bitch.
The battle tones effect in the background is killing me.
Better than to mix that jack up with that fucking hand. But then again, I never seem to learn my lessons. But even through all the stress, you blessing. Yeah. I'm like for real. I thank God for putting you in my life.
It's 11:55, close to midnight. I ain't tryna fight, baby. Hit the blunt, let's chill and do it right. What you worry for? Girl, the mother hoes, it don't get me high. Overdose, I love it when you smoke and let our feelings rise. It's 11:55, close to midnight. I ain't tryna fight, baby. Hit the blunt, let's chill and do it right. What you worry for? Girl, the mother hoes, they don't get me high. Overdose, I love it when you smoke and let our feelings rise.
What's going on here?
Wait. Wait till the beat rocks. Wait for it. Gotta listen to every note. That emotional impact right there.
I don't feel any emotion.
Couple moans?
No.
All right.
Go ahead. That was 11:55 by Casanova, West Side.
I like the theme. I like the lyrics. I like the execution. There's This is going to sound insane from me. This is absolutely bonkers. For the first time since we started doing this, I'm going to say you had too many layers. Too many. I've never felt that way in my life. Every fucking person that comes through, I was like, I don't know, have you thought of like just one more layer? This motherfucker had 10. I'm just saying, you had such good vocals on the hook. And I think that for me, I hated the low Battletoad voice. Blah, 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 blah. Like, it was grating. I think it took... kind of away from the goodness that was coming through in the highs. So in my perfect world, we'd take out the low, and even on the chorus, when the second kind of like harmony came in, I really liked that part, but there was also a mid layer that was kind of throwing it off as well. So I think the main, a couple of the harmonies, and then the high for the second half of the chorus, I think is all you need on this one. Fucking chop that low, get it the fuck out of here, especially on the second verse. That was frustrating to listen, because that guy also had a very good high singing voice, like and like the high harmonies, fire. I think your singing voice is great. I think the main chorus, great.
Yeah, you sound like you sing.
You sound like you sing. But yeah, the second verse, the Battletoad voice, get it the fuck out. Everything else was great. Like the chorus, like the verses, good energy. The rapping was stellar as always. Too many layers and too long, to be honest. Like, long outro, we were joking, but yes, cut it. Long intro, cut it. And then you got a solid song. Where it's at today, I'd give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I thought this was good overall. I thought that you had, I'm at a 7.5 too. I thought that you had a nice vocal throughout it, in the singing and in your rapping. I think that overall it had fun patterns throughout it, good vocal emphasis, good emotion. I also agree that there was a lot of layers. I'd love to say there's rich harmonies, but there were so many harmonies, it was overpowering. So you just definitely take some out, or just layer them appropriately even. If you set them back, I mean, a lot of little things still create a really big loud thing, but it might not be as much. So if you don't want to get rid of them, I definitely have been there. And I'm sure that we've seen people use like a lot of layers in Texas. So just layer them appropriately, like a good haircut. Don't do a mullet, but overall I'm at a 7.5. I thought this was nice. Once it gets fully mixed and put together, I think that it'll be a lot higher. And yeah, it's a little bit long, but I thought that it was still good. The end was confusing though. The outro was really confusing.
I was fully ready to go into this and say that I only had one small little nitpick on the hook. When you had the delay effect on the ending rhyme, what you waiting for, and the other part, I think that delay could be lowered a little bit. It just seemed too present. But then when I heard the other verse with the just ever-present double with the effect on it, I felt like that one could be eliminated or lowered drastically. So those are the main two things that stood out to me. But I think objectively you still have a very solid song. It's just tweaking those elements so that the mix comes out a lot cleaner. And I think it's very polished and something that people would listen to and gravitate to. So I would give this, I still give it an 8. I think it's pretty much there, and those are easily fixable things. So I give it a 9 if those things were polished and out of the way, but I give it an 8 where it's at.
Yeah, and like go into the session, delete, boom, 10.
Yeah.
And like with those low layers, they're kind of scary. It's like you're summoning a demon. I don't like that. I did have that written down on my piece of paper. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Demon ass voice.
Don't do the drops like that where it's so prominent.
All right, and Casanova gave us a tip, so let's listen to the intro to a new EP.
More Cass, more Cass. Hell yeah.
Calm down, calm down.
Forecast.
Ain't enough.
I imagine that when God made you, I bet he cussed for the first time. I bet he turned to an angel, gave him a high five, and said, God.
Yo, do you have an intro on every track? I feel like that's like a reoccurring theme, is like there's always an introduction in all your tracks. And I think like, wasn't it like a couple weeks ago we were saying like, man, nobody does like turn my headphones up anymore. That's not a thing anymore. And then I think the next day we had Casanova like, yo, is the snares in there?
Damn, I'm good.
That is true.
You are that beautiful.
Baby, you a blessing. You stay on my mind, girl, you make my heart stop. When you call, bet I'm sliding. All we seem to do is talk, I get lost in your eyes. If a nigga try and play you, it's a cling, homicide. Baby, you a blessing. You stay on my mind, girl, you make my heart stop. When you call, bet I'm sliding. All we seem to do is talk, I get lost in your eyes. If a nigga try and play you, it's a cling, homicide.
My first poem would be about you. About how I love you the same way I learned how to ride a bike. Scared, but reckless, with no training wheels or elbow pads, so my scars can tell the story of how I felt.
Baby, you a blessing. You stay on my mind, girl, you make my heart stop. When you call, bet I'm sliding. All we seem to do is talk, I get lost in your eyes. If a nigga try and play you, it's a cling, homicide. Baby, you a blessing. You stay on my mind, girl, you make my heart stop. When you call, bet I'm sliding. All we seem to do is talk, I get lost in your eyes. If a nigga try and play you, it's a cling, homicide. Listen, baby, you a blessing, be my girl. We can travel around the world if you want a first class. Take a seat, I got a place and destination. If I get that green light, watch me hit it like the race and beat that body like a rock drum solo. You naked, how much can you take if I eat it like a steak? Grab that shorty by her waistline, she elated. I swear I wouldn't trade it. And when she lick her lips, I get a silent conversation. Baby, you know I want you. Every time I look at you, baby, now what you gon' do? You look like a queen, can I treat you like a queen? Girl, can I get in between and show you just what I mean, baby? Damn. Yeah. Welcome to VV's. It's real simple. We gon' vibe to this shit. Y'all go rock with my shit.
That was Wednesdayz with This Is a Vibe. My feedback is pretty straightforward. I like the first beat better than the second beat. I would just left the first beat all the way through. And then I love the hook in the first section of it. The interlude talking parts kind of threw me out of the element. I don't hate them because I feel like there's probably some intention behind them that maybe I'm not quite getting the context on. But I wanted there to be some sort of verse in between that hook because I thought the hook was fire, especially with the bow bow. So yeah, that's my feedback. Bows. No intention. Yeah, I would give me some verses, man. Get that talking out of here. Get that guy out of here. Was that you singing on the second part? I meant to ask that too. But yeah, I like the first beat more than I like the second beat. But I wanted like a verse in there in between that hook. I give it a 7 for my initial thoughts on it, though.
I kind of agree in that, like, this reminds me of that one track we had from the EDM guy where he had like 8 different songs and he's just like, this is my song. And you're like, but why? You know, if this is supposed to be just a short intro, then just be that, right? I liked the first beat better than the second as well. I liked the chorus. So if it's just that, then maybe have the chorus, whatever you wrote to that second beat, maybe have it for the first if it works. And then chorus out, you know, chorus, verse, boom. And then end. I think you can end with that spoken word thing, right? I think that makes sense. Like at the very end, as the beat is kind of fading out, boom, even you could even put it over that second beat if you insist on using the second beat. But yeah, as a chorus, as a intro is just like, oh, there's 2 songs in here put together as one, and then the first song is just a hook, a short spoken word, and then a hook again. So that would be my suggestion of just rearranging how you put it together. Again, a lot of skill in here, but just song structure, I think, could be improved. 7.
Yeah, I think the structure was the main thing for me too. I was a little confused with the change up. I was like, what is this? It was like you're blasting off how you had it. So
Pause.
wherever you put that, have like some like spaceman, blasting off because of how the beat changed. Maybe even use it as an interlude somewhere in the middle of this smaller EP that you're working on while waiting your album or something. Split it up because it did sound like it was 2 completely different things. And you had the intro that was shorter with the talking, but then you had the interlude with the talking, and then it was like you split it up. I liked the tone of the talking at the end more than at the beginning as well. So I agree with keeping the M with Z-Bird. I thought that you had a different tone rounding out the song in that. But overall, it was smooth and such, just mostly structure. Try to restructure in a way that makes sense. Again, like bring it into some sort of full circle. A little bit better where it keeps it more intertwined if you're going to keep it together. I'm at 7 as well.
Lucky number 7.
Hmm.
Shout out to Casanova. Still waiting for that album.
Shout out to Josh Hartnett
I feel
and
it.
Bruce Willis. Lucky number 7.
I love that movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
I was like, what?
Saw Kuiper jumped in there, but
Like, are we waiting on a Bruce Willis album still or something?
Definitely. I've been dying for that Bruce Willis album release.
I don't think old Brucey will make it through the year.
Yikes. Don't put that juju out in the world.
Wait, do I have a
Yeah, why'd you
badumts?
do that?
Have you seen the man? He's not doing too good.
Not personally.
Okay, well, maybe you should drive by
He
his
hasn't called
residence.
me.
Maybe you should
Hasn't
drive
called
by his
back.
residence and pay him a visit, Bird. Okay.
I hear there was like a house in Oregon somewhere. And that's as far as my investigation went.
Fair enough. All right. Next up, we got Noir. After Noir, we got Kuiper. Shout out South America because he wants it to be known that there isn't just North America, there's South too. Even though we
South
just
arise again, says Kuiper.
Yeah. Kuiper, you keep your Southern antics to yourself, young boy. Here's Kiss of Death.
Southern Rebel Pride. Lover Brit. Brit type beat. I'm chaos. Running the hurricane. Dance, bitch.
Big West. we got the gist of it. That was Kiss of Death by Noir.
I think it's aptly titled. I think it makes sense because it felt like I was dying as I was listening to it. It just, the longer it went on, I was like, fuck that beat. Fuck it. And I say that with respect.
Didn't sound very respectful.
I didn't like it. And it's probably a me thing because I think it was well put together, and it's fucked up because, like, again, I can't make beats like that. The volume levels were all fine. The drums were unique. I think that was kind of my issue with it. It just kind of felt like the 808s were just kind of doing all of the work. And then, like, the female vocal samples, I think, were nice, but the main melodies just kind of left me a little bored. So honestly, all jokes aside, it's not a bad beat. It's just definitely not my style. And like,
just a bad listener.
I feel like we've heard a lot better beats from you. Reminded me of Inception. You're falling 5 layers deep, and then you're like in it, and you're like, oh shit, I'm too deep. I can't tell if the top is spinning or not. And then you just drown yourself to get away from it. It's a confused 5 for me.
Morbid, D-Bird. You're so morbid.
It's been a weird day.
I don't hate it. I liked the reverse clips. You did a good job here of showing other producers around town, around and about, what to do to manipulate different clips to keep it interesting and variable. But then I feel like you kind of looped out a little bit when it was coming in, like just after 2 minutes, which is like super short beat, kind of, you know, like if you think about a 2-minute beat, like you shouldn't be already like, you know, I think you just need the variation to start a little bit before. I feel like the samples were way too in your face for a singer myself. I think that would have been hard to work with, except for, you know, in the hook parts, I liked how they were. You know, Britt, I could totally see her rapping and using it for her power, you know, but like for me, it would end up being competition, and I'd end up probably throwing my laptop. But I feel like the drums weren't, you know, crunchy or blown out. Like you did a lot of good things instrumentally throughout it that I liked. I just wanted a little bit more variation, shorten up, change it up earlier. You know, and then I would maybe drop the sample, except for in the actual hook part. But I didn't hate it. I'm at a 6. Yeah, a 6.
I love this beat. I liked it a lot.
Guys, you're like, they hated it. I love it.
Everyone has different opinions. That's what's beautiful about our panel.
I love it.
The only thing that
I changed my mind. 3. Fuck it.
Okay.
Because Dice likes it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The only thing that I kind of questioned was towards the end, some of the variety. It did seem like overkill, but at the same time, if I think about it holistically, I liked it overall. I thought the mix was clean and polished. It kind of considering if it would fit as the outro of the album that I have, but I need to re-listen to it, but I give it a 9.
Wow. All right.
Wild.
That's why I love our show. You know, some people like it, some people don't. Different audiences. Get a little bit of everything here.
Maybe I'll hate this one. Here's Kuiper. Tricks for you.
Maybe this will end up being your outro.
He's singing on this one. I mean, I can just rap over his singing, I guess.
I don't think it's
Do
bad.
it.
I think it's really sweet.
You'll be gone in a month. You don't give a fuck, but even if you did, you still forget about my touch. Well, I still remember yours. You want me dead, of course, 'cause you have no remorse. But it's like I still love you, and I can't say that to your face. But it's cool, I just wanna run away. A constant loop of always trying to get away from your pull. So can we talk it out? All you ever do is just put me down. Fuck around when I needed you most. There's nothing to talk about. Why do I still miss you? I feel like a clown. I keep on doing tricks for you. Talk it out. All you ever do is put me down. Fuck around when I needed you most. There's nothing to talk about. Why do I still miss you? I feel like a clown. I keep on doing tricks for you. Tell me why and baby, I would fucking die for you. And tell me lies, baby, I'll turn a blind eye to you. I don't know what I could do. The time is ticking, I knew that you were toxic from the start. But baby, I love you.
It's Coraline.
Your favorite hair clips on the desk of my room. So tell me, baby, if you're wanting it back.
Coraline.
And where infinity was stuck in a loop. But in my eyes, I don't think it's really bad. And baby, I know it's a lie. Feel free to tear my mind apart. Darling, you're all that I got. So can we talk it out? All you ever do is just put me down. Fuck around when I needed you most. There's nothing to talk about. Why do I still miss you? I feel like a clown. I keep on doing tricks for you. Talk it out. All you ever do is put me down. Fuck around when I needed you most. There's nothing to talk about. Why do I still miss you? I feel like a clown. I keep on doing tricks for you.
All right, let me get the elephant out of the room. What the fuck was the little baby voice girl sound? It just in the middle awkwardly of your song. What happened? Your little sister walk in while you're recording. You're just like, fuck it, I don't have time to redo this again. What happened?
Coraline.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. I like the song. I would say whenever you had like maximum layers, you need to lower the volume because it just got overpoweringly loud. I do like that I can hear you a lot more than some of your other tracks. But yeah, just like when you added like full blown layers, then it got too loud versus when you were doing your verses and, you know, not as many layers, it was at the right tone. So I would say that, you know, as you're experimenting or you're making songs where you want to add more layers and put more body behind it, you also will need to counterbalance some of the volume with that. But I do like this. I mean, I think you create some really nice vibe tracks, and I would add this to the catalog of vibe tracks minus the little baby talking in the background. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I liked this vibe overall. I thought that, you know, it was a fun bop. I do feel like there are certain spots where it was squiggly, so definitely in those spots it sounds like, you know, either you're using a little bit too much FX on it, or you just need to push and really use your diaphragm more when you're singing at those parts. Maybe even emotional vulnerability at those parts might be happening, but it doesn't sound like it's natural emotion that's happening in those. So I would definitely just take those parts and try to tighten up them a little bit and try to, you know, retaking tracks and stuff until you can really get that vocal control and that sustain in your diaphragm to hold out those notes. But I think that this sounds really, really good, and I definitely want to hear it a little bit more polished. The mix, the vocals, obviously really, really high up. You need to, you know, bring that back. And obviously, you know, get this fully mixed, but I think it's a good start. I'm at a 6.8. I definitely want to hear you. I'll give you a 7 on this because I think this is a vibe, but I definitely want to hear you just, you know, really push more. I feel like it's being sustained by either something electronic or in the mix, you know, just I need more oomph. Use your diaphragm when you sing.
Yeah, for me, I actually liked the way you used your voice on this. I thought the melodies were great. I thought the emotion was there. For me, it was just the mix. Specifically, like when the high came in on the chorus, it like just sounded like 56K audio. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think that we know that that's been an issue. What's weird is once you got your new mic, it wasn't an issue for the first song you gave to us. It was like, oh fuck, just singing naturally worked. But for this one, yeah, I think that the high layer was crunchy. The volume was a little too loud on the other parts. But overall, I liked it. I liked the vibe. So I'm going to give you a 7.5 just as an objective. Like, this is great. But seriously, like, tons of engineers, Dice, Jacob, Catalyst, reach out to somebody to get mixed.
Listen, for you people in the chat, I don't give a shit what movie it's from. Shit sounded out of place. Fuck Coraline.
Also, what? Bitch has buttons for eyes? Get the fuck out of here.
Anyway.
Wild.
Woosah. Casanova. Tip. Single from the album Tales of an Ex, releasing on Friday.
Do you get it? Because girls have butts. Tails.
On his ex's birthday. All streaming platforms.
Oh, perfect.
Sounds like some Dice shit.
That is exactly what I did. Here is In Your Eyes.
When I took you on a date, baby, I realized I've been full of hate lately. Yeah, according to you, I don't got moves and you got time for patience. But you rolling my side, you sip my dime, and I still got you naked. So why you still lying, bitch? To all your friends and shit. Girl, all in your ass, you treated me blind, but I don't need braille for this. See, I'll just pay this bill, stay positive. Go home and smoke my weed, and you just love to stay in negative and live with overdraft fees. Keep my hands clean like Dexter's Labs, mom. Dropping all calls like you really starving for a piece. Bitch, I'm all going, no more of me left. So what you gon' do next? Yeah, live that life with buddy, cause that nigga ain't got shit. Cause baby girl up in your eyes, you really think you hit it? Cause baby girl with them thighs, you think that pussy got me hooked? Why you tryna run down on me, knowing you can't room with me? I've been through too much pain to play these games, and I respectfully. So baby, in your eyes, you really think you hit it? Cause baby girl with them thighs, you think that pussy got me hooked? Why you tryna run down on me, knowing you can't room with me? I've been through too much pain to play these games, and I respectfully. Girl, this intervention might just ruin you, cause you a bird, bitch, and I know you done a cockatoo. I bet you truly think you put that shit on, but can you switch it up and throw them hands? I'm talking Mulan. Somebody gotta have my back, got no time for shit, got no time to sit when it get out of hand like a baseball pitch. My new shorty, a vibe like Shikari, so I pull a track. You broke me hella ways, but then that tape, it always wrap me back. You say you making moves, but then you moving in. What's up with that? Never catch me slipping, bitch, I'll never be your daydream. Can't seem to get you to see what you gon' leave. High beams, I don't want nobody else to see me. When you see my hands, that's what I'm wiping. Baby, in your eyes, you really think you hit it? Cause baby girl with them thighs, you think that pussy got me hooked? Why you tryna run down on me, knowing you can't room with me? I've been through too much pain to play these games, and I respectfully. So baby, in your eyes, you really think you hit it? Cause baby girl with them thighs, you think that pussy got me hooked? Why you tryna run down on me, knowing you can't room with me? I've been through too much pain to play these games, and I respectfully. Okay, look, I just want somebody that's gon' love me like they stalking me, and learn to love me harder than Miss Parker, Mr. Ogilvy. Lay you down like jewelry, and girl, get on that bended knee and do some things that only wifey see. Are you feeling me? I just want somebody that's gon' love me like they stalking me, learn to love us harder than Miss Parker, Mr. Ogilvy. Lay you out like jewelry, and girl, get on that bended knee, do some things that only wifey see. Girl, are you feeling me? Goddamn, got me going crazy like it's Big Jam. 107.5, I keep it live when I land in, blocking any signal that can catch wind. Watch them catch hands in the daytime. Start a whole trend in your eyes. You really think you hit a lick? Cause baby girl with them thighs. You think that pussy got me hooked? Why you tryna run down on me? Knowing you can't room with me. I've been through too much pain to play these games, and I respectfully. So baby, in your eyes. You really think you hit a lick? Cause baby girl with them thighs. You think that pussy got me hooked? Why you tryna run down on me? Knowing you can't room with me. I've been through too much pain to play these games, and I respectfully.
This is how you use the little kid's voice, not just in the middle of your fucking singing. Trash. But this is not trash. Look, my feedback is really simple. Casanova, this is a 10 for me. Whatever you did between the first iteration that you like very first played on this show and this version, immaculate. This is perfect. 10.
10 for me too. Holy shit. This is how you write two X's. Fuck that bitch for hurting you, but also, wow, maybe more dudes need to get hurt. This is great. What an inspiration. I will be adding to my playlist. I'm gonna be banging this in the car with my current girlfriend just to let her know that if we ever break up, something's coming her way. 10.
Oh my gosh, Seabird. Just to let her know. Keep her on her toes.
Just let her know.
I thought this was good as well.
That pussy got me hooked.
This is coming out when? This Friday?
Friday.
Cool. I thought that this had good, engaging, deliveries throughout it. I thought that, the dynamic of the vocal tones was fun. Your cadences were good. Fun bounce. Very clear narrative. But yeah, I thought that this was good overall. It was a vibe. Good pace, variation, tone, and everything. I didn't hear anything wrong with this. Yeah, this was good. The lyrics were questionable at parts. Nah, he says, nah. I'm bouncing. I don't want to screw you out of a time, but I will. I know there's so much pressure, Augie.
No pressure. Just give it a rating.
It was good. It was a good song overall. Objective 10, subjective 9 because of lyrics.
Your rating
but I have
it
some
was
sus
good.
lyrics.
What didn't you like lyric-wise? Because he was talking down on a pussy?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you thought your pussy would do it? There's more to a woman than just a
It's
pussy.
a man. This is a man's song. Just kidding.
I know,
but it was good.
not-
You had good build and energy throughout it too, so it doesn't even make it like. That's why I'm so stuck in the middle because everything else was so good. It's like you don't even realize it, and then you're like, wait, what the fuck am I bopping to? Okay.
I know not everybody has a finely crafted Twitter feed like me, but one of the funny things every Valentine's Day is the guys, they post up people with like a smug look on their face, like, oh, what am I gonna get for this Valentine's Day? More pussy again? Like I haven't had that before.
Like you would have wanted again.
That's funny.
But yeah, that was dope, Casanova. Looking forward.
What if you got flowers for Valentine's Day?
I fucking trash them. Garbage. Honestly, I can't think of a worse waste of money for me. I hate flowers.
Which would you rather get, Bird?
You ever got flowers?
A block of cheese?
Exactly.
A block of cheese or flowers?
Block of cheese over everything.
It's freaking D-Bird.
That's easy. Yeah.
It's
I'd rather get a block
even
of cheese over a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's like block of cheese. Might think.
In fact, I would take it as a personal insult if someone gave me flowers. I'd be like, do you even know me? Fuck's wrong with you?
I give people flowers.
But socks, great gifts. Thank you, Nick.
Well, there is somebody who dropped off a block of cheese for you on Sunday, but you weren't here, so I saved it for you today, D-Bird. Here is some fresh from the studio, Loose Logic. This is called Find Another Way.
Yeah.
Last song of the night.
Better take y'all back. Look. Been a long time coming, but I'm back now. This depression got me feeling I should back down, but I'ma keep it cool, staying true while they crash out. Trying to smile through the pain beneath this black cloud. Why they fighting like that? I don't like it like that. Got emotions, let it rap, and you got it right back. This ain't a game, but every stage we go all in. Why you reaching for the punch like you Dawson? I've been stressing to get this money cause I need that. Working just to breathe and even in my sleep like CPAP. Wonder where the peace at? Or is it all gone? We all looking for a place that we can call home. These demons take root, has depression and anxiety. We self-medicate, though we're compromised sobriety. But can't they see all the pain that follows us instead of all the love, hate gets swallowed up? Why can't they follow God and be decent to all of us? They've been teaching but not of love, mausoleums or bodies of the memories we made, along with the ones forgotten. Went from carrying a burden to helping carry your cost. So we can find another way. There's gotta be a way that we can see some peace. Because in time the love will fade. If you don't remember where you came from, please believe I remember where. We were all just starting out, went from starving, but now we're balling out. In the backseat, riding with the chauffeur driving. We started out young, had to depend on others. Never did have no siblings with me, but had friends like brothers. Y'all pulled it about the blicky while my pen was busting. Y'all been ducking every other bird just like I sensed something. By 6th grade, I wanted life to end. Despite the pain, my daughter's about to be in 6th grade. Life is grand. I'm getting older, but I never stop. I've been clean, so I don't stress the cops. Ever since a teen, I just want it all. Wanna beam a Benz and I wanna ball. See, I had dreams I'd become a star, but had to take care of my family, played it safe, so I got a job. And now they be loving it, so I'm sitting here wondering why I wasn't doing it like this way back when I wanted it. Find me sipping on the liquor so the pain gone, or find me rapping next to RZA while I sway, y'all. This can't be live, compare me though to the 10-year-old with a wake-up show on the stereo. And tell him that I'll be there, next to the Avid. I bet you we laugh and say, yeah, just imagine. Went from riding in the car seat with my mama on the road, to riding in a limo with a driver to a show, to driving with my daughter in the back to get to school, to ride in a hearse with a driver when I come. So we can find another way. There's gotta be a way that we can see some peace. Because in time the love will fade. If you don't remember where you came from, please believe I remember where. We were all just starting out, went from starving, but now we're balling out. In the backseat, riding with the chauffeur driving. So we can find another way. There's gotta be a way that we can see some peace. Because in time the love will fade. If you don't remember where you came from, please believe I remember when. We were all just starting out, went from starving, but now we're balling out. In the backseat, riding with the chauffeur driving. That's right. No matter what, one day you gon' get driven, baby. To the end, you know what I mean? We all gonna ride in the back one day, whether it's to the top, to the end.
All right, that was Loose Logic with Find Another Way.
You
wanted me to save that for you, Bird.
You lied to me. That wasn't a block of cheese. That was a fucking craft single that got left out overnight. This, what the fuck? Loose. Here's the issue. Objectively dope. Great singing, great lyrics, deep content, great cadence, blah, 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 blah. That beat was Tupac from fucking 1996 if you got it off of Wish. The beat is like literally, oh, like I've got a SoundCloud. Like, was that your brother-in-law? Fucking just like, like I got a Tupac type beat. Like, what the fuck was that? That was a friend for sure who wasn't a friend. Like, you know this person in real life. Otherwise, you would have never chosen this beat. And they aren't a friend to you either because they let you rap over that. What the fuck? Wish-ass Tupac beat. I hated it, but I loved what you did with it. The fact you can make it objectively dope anyways, even though it's the worst beat I've ever heard, it says a lot about how dope you are as an artist. So I'm going to give it an objective 8. And if I had to rate it from a subjective standpoint, I'd say I'd rather watch journalist beheadings on the internet. Objective 8.
Yeah, I 1000% agree. This just sounded like Tupac on Me Against the World, like even from like how he was performing the verses, but just the beat was just so not into it. Just like, I don't know. and like you said, objectively, he performed what he did. But I think like even like from the hook and how he was performing it, it was all just centered around like making this beat better than it really was. And I think he did his thing. Like everything sounds clean and polished, but I hated the beat. So I give it a 7.
I didn't have as much hate for the beat as you guys. It wasn't like obviously modern. It felt like possibly a Friends beat. I don't know. But I felt like overall it was good. Like it kind of had a more just old school vibe. Like, I don't know, almost like, so the content was like almost sad. Like, are you okay? But I feel like the content was a little bit sad, but then the beat was like a different kind of sad. Like they were two different kinds of sad. That's it. Like it was like one was like more of a personal sad and the other one's like more of a worldly sad. Like but I feel like there was just you had good harmonies and everything throughout it. Obviously your flow and everything. I feel like on the mix there was some plosives. Like and when you said pain and stuff and some of your rapping, which I know that that's kind of how you rap and move with the mic, but definitely maybe have your engineer go through it again and just check for any spots like that. But I think this sounded fun. It was a nice song. It's probably something my dad would like too. It's very like laid back. It almost is like a church crowd vibe. But I'll give it a 7. I liked it. I think there was some mixed things that could have just been a little bit better. Just a little comb. Need to go back through it. But I think it wasn't that bad.
Augmatic is saying that Luce said he made a beat lately, so this was his beat. He made it. So essentially Luce
I feel like it was
got drunk off of whiskey, had a cigar, and is like, let me sample a plane crashing into the Twin Towers. Done. I'm gonna rap over it now.
I feel like it had the vibe like world change type vibe beat from the 90s. Like this was about his personal stuff.
This is a beat that Bone Thugs and Harmony raps on at 50 years old, not a beat that Loose Logic raps on at 40 years old.
This is a beat that a pastor does at church service to make his Jesus raps while also including the N-word.
It did feel like a church rap,
This is a beat that Rogue plays for his virgin girlfriend as they both succumb to sexual relations.
And by sexual relations, he means holding hands and then
squirting. All right. That was our show, folks.
Yay!
Terrible.
Hope everybody had a great show. I know that some people did, some people may have not, but that's okay.
I had a great show. You didn't have a good show?
I had a great show. You didn't have a great show?
Nikki, did you have a great show?
Nikki, did you have a great show?
I wish I was here at the beginning. My computer just updates so much. It's fucking annoying. I only open it for the show though.
Your computer updates more than any computer in the world that I've ever seen.
Again after that last picture I sent.
How about you just leave it on and don't ever turn it off or tell it to update?
I just travel with it everywhere and then turn it on only for the show.
Even when I travel, I just leave that bitch on standby. I never shut it down. Anyway, that was our show. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. We'll be back Sunday morning to do the free queue and then next Wednesday to do the subscribers again. If you are on the Discord and you love music, there is a league going on called Square Up. We've got a lot of tracks for you to listen to with some interesting matchups, some bangers, as D-Bird would say, but this isn't Battle of the Bangers, so we're just looking for the best song. So check it out. Leave some feedback. People like that. And yeah, shout out to people in the chat. South, okay, yeah, we'll check it out Sunday. Butts 420, appreciate you dropping off a very loud song. Love that.
And make sure to send your shit to Dice with a couple extra recordings so we can actually get you right.
Word. So we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Oh yeah, and I did, by the way, I updated the whatchamacallit, the discount on the merch store. So if you are a subscriber, 10% off merch. It's at the top of our channels. Go there, find it. If you can't find it, let us know. We'll direct you to it. Discount code is I love WCR, ILUV WCR. Adios, folks. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Ah!